Hello. Today I would like to discuss with you certain concepts, herbs and formulas that will help you to enhance your digestive system. And let me begin with emphasizing the importance of healthy digestion. Because commonly we have narratives of, let's say, excessive weight or some sort of nutritional deficiencies, be it vitamins, minerals, enzymes, etc. And all these narratives are missing what seems to be a central component, which is what is the status of the digestive system? Are we able to absorb, transform, and transport those nutrients that enter our bodies? Because if we are unable to transport and transform, then we cannot burn calories, we cannot possibly create building blocks for muscles, for hormones. And so in Chinese medicine, we recognize three important components of digestion, which is absorption, transportation, and transformation. And if either one of these components is misfiring, is not functional, then we are going to experience a deficiency in the digestion. And how would this deficiency manifest? Well, first and foremost, we are going to have low energy. Why? Because we get our energy from food. We eat and we transform food into energy, right? That's transformation. We also, in case our digestive system is weak, we're also going to experience a bloating. Why? Because food is not transported properly, it gets stuck in the digestive tract. And we're also going to experience heaviness. Why? Because body cannot transport and transform fluids, and so fluids begin to build up in the system, they begin to accumulate, and we start feeling sluggish, heavy, we gain weight. And so these are the main components of dysfunctional digestive system. And so this concept was recognized in Chinese herbal medicine for a very long time. In fact, in the year 1107, in Northern Song Imperial Pharmacy Bureau Formulary, that was an imperial publication during the Song Dynasty. And so this formulary made the record of the formula which is called 四君子汤, or Four Gentlemen formula. And so Four Gentlemen is a formula comprised of four essential herbs that enhance our digestion. These herbs are ginseng, gentian, atractyloides, baizhu, poria, fuling, and zhigancao, or honey-fried licorice. These herbs are essential to enhance our digestive function. And then there are two additional herbs which are called envoys, or they enhance this the ability of the body to absorb these herbs. And these herbs are ginger, shanjiang, and red dates, dazao. Now, how do we know that our digestive system is not working, and whether the 四君子湯, the Four Gentlemen decoction, is going to be the right choice for us? Well, when the digestive system is not working, the very first thing that we are going to experience is low energy. Why? Because we receive our energy through food that we eat, we ingest food and we transform it into energy, right? And when digestive system malfunctions, it cannot absorb, extract energy from food, and so we have chronic fatigue with this. Because digestive system is also responsible for transportation and transformation of food and fluids, we are going to have stagnation of food, and so the person is going to experience bloating, and there will be also stagnation of fluids. So fluids going to build up everywhere in the body, and so the person is going to feel sluggish. They're going to feel heavy, and they may even experience stagnant fluids in the body. And so that one form of this stagnation is weight gain. Now, if you look at the tongue of the typical Shi Jun Zi Tang or four gentlemen presentation, we're going to see that the body is going to have a thin white coating, just like in this case. Well, this particular tongue also has slightly thicker coating at the root, so that implies a little bit more of turbidity forming in the intestines, because this root of the tongue corresponds with the lower burner. More importantly, we see that this tongue is kind of moist because the body cannot transport and transform fluids. Instead, the body of this tongue looks swollen. You see, it's swollen to the point where it pushes into the teeth, and as a result, this tongue body has teeth marks, which is typical for Spleen Qi deficiency, what we call this pattern, or digestive deficiency pattern. Another feature of this tongue that it's pale and moist. Now, paleness comes from the fact that the body does not have enough energy to push blood towards the tongue, because it's energy deficient. It does not push blood to the tongue, right? In case this tongue was also dry, that would be more considered blood deficiency. But when it's a moist and pale tongue, this is Qi deficiency, inability of the body to push blood to the tongue. And so the four gentlemen decoction has been in use ever since, and we are still using it. It's a very popular formula. But now let us ask ourselves a question. Let's say a person has this digestive system deficiency that lingers for a very long time. And so not only do they are not able to absorb nutrition, but their fluids stagnate for a long time, the food stagnates in the intestines for a long time. What's going to happen then? Well, when we speak about fluids stagnation, they begin to brew and thicken into what's called phlegm dampness. And so phlegm dampness is already a separate pathogen. And phlegm is going to interfere even further with all the functions in the body. So the person with phlegm dampness accumulation is going to have even more swelling, even more sluggishness, and they're going to feel bloated after meals. They're going to have great difficulty losing weight. And so 400 years after the original formula, the Four Gentlemen, was published, a new formula appeared in the records. And this formula is called Six Gentlemen, or Liu Jun Zi Tang. And this formula addresses not only the digestive deficiency component, but also it deals with phlegm dampness. And so Six Gentlemen is the original Four Gentlemen: ginseng, atractyloides, poria, and licorice. And additional two gentlemen are the aged tangerine peel, which regulates qi, dries dampness, and disperses fullness. It helps it helps to enhance the digestive function. And the next herbs, the sixth gentleman, is ginger fried pinelia. And this is a major herb that transforms phlegm. It descends counterflow and relieves nausea. And then we have the envoy herbs from the original formula, the ginger and red dates added as an envoy. And so you can see that this particular formula is going to have a much wider range of possibilities, because the Pinelia Bangxia, not only does it transform phlegm dampness, but it also descends counterflow. And what does it mean? That means belching. That means acid reflux. And so this formula already deals with even more dysfunction of the digestive tract, when instead of stomach Qi, which is supposed to bring energy down from the esophagus into the intestines, it rebels and starts regurgitating food and fluids back up. And Bangxia deals with many presentations of stomach counterflow. And so we can see that these two extra gentlemen, the Chen Pi, the tangerine peel, and Jiang Bangxia, or ginger fried Pinelia, they add functionality to this formula, and this formula is much better at drying dampness and phlegm. Now, if you look at the tongue of the person that may benefit from the six gentlemen decoction, we're gonna see that this tongue is also swollen and pale and has teeth marks because dampness is there. But you can see how in this case the tongue coating is much thicker and pastier, and so this is phlegm dampness accumulation in the intestinal tract. In modern terms, it's all sorts of yeasts and bacteria that pathogenic bacteria that inhabit the digestive tract and further impede the digestive process. This person is definitely going to have sluggishness, they're going to have loose stool, they're going to be bloated, they're going to feel bloating after meals, and just like I said, they may also have discomfort after eating even a small amount of food because of the stomach rebelliousness. Now, another 150 years passed, and physicians started questioning, so we already know how to deal with the rebellious stomach energy, which regurgitates with accumulation of phlegm dampness. But what happens if this dysfunction carries on even longer? Well, all this turbidity, all this undigested food or poorly digested food is going to clog up the intestines. All this yeast, all this bacteria starts overgrowing in the digestive tract, and as a result, a person is going to have chronic bloating, gasiness. They may have changes in the bowels. Typically, we speak about loose stools, but very often people may have either loose or pasty stools, or sometimes combined with constipation. And we need additional herbs, additional strategies to deal with this. Well, and so the new formula appeared, and it's called Xiang Sha Liu Jun Zi Tang, or Aclandia and Amomum 6 Gentlemen Decoction. In other words, in addition to the 6 gentlemen, 2 more herbs were added. And these herbs are Mu Xiang, Aclandia, and Sharan, Amomum. And so what do these herbs do? Mu Xiang moves Qi in the middle burner, and disperses stagnation and disperses stagnation. So it's going to enhance it's going to move out all the old stagnations that have been building up in the intestinal tract. And Sharan, it's going to move energy stagnation, so it's going to help with bloating, and it's going to stop nausea, right? So this is a great formula when we deal with advanced dysfunction of the digestive tract. And now, if you take a look at the tongue of the person who is a good candidate for this kind of formula, you can see that this person's tongue is even further populated by this thick, slippery, sticky coating. So that means that the whole digestive tract is populated by yeasts and all sorts of microorganisms that should not be there. The tongue is very, very pale, and it also has slight bluishness, because bluishness here implies cold. This person feels cold, and they have chronic digestive issues, burping, bloating, and very, very low energy. And so for a presentation like this, Xiang Sha Liu Jun Zi Tang, or the Amomum Aucklandia and Amomum 6 Gentlemen Decoction would be a very good choice. Needless to say, if you are not familiar with the herbs, if you're not familiar with the principles of Chinese herbal medicine, it's always a good idea to consult a professional. Also, if you have a tongue image that you would like me to comment on, please send it to me, and we'll discuss it together. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.